Oh, it's that time again. It's time for TIMBP Live. Hello, everybody. What are you doing? How are you? Hope you've had a good week. Hope you have enjoyed this ridiculous week because it's been insane for me. It's been insane for a lot of people. But you know what? We made it. It's another Thursday. It's TIMBP Live. Hope you guys are well. Sincerely hope you guys are well. Excited for tonight. I'm excited for this weekend, too. Got a tour on Saturday. Bringing folks around to distilleries. Tomorrow, I'm going to be swinging up to Louisville to see Eric and some other people for Whiskey Weekend. And there's a lot of people at Whiskey Weekend right now. So it might be a little low on numbers tonight. But hey, that's just how it goes. Y'all let me know if the music is too loud or too soft or anything, too. Just trying to keep up the vibes. Keep them going. If you're watching on the replay or listening to the audio-only version of this, thank you so much for checking it out. Please, no singing? No singing. I will not be singing. Donnie, hope you're well, buddy. I got you, Swanee. I got Tony Bag of Donuts, too. Not Tony. But if you're watching on the replay and listening to the audio version of this in the podcast feed, thank you so much for checking it out. If you want to watch this live, you can do so at youtube.com/This Is My Bourbon Podcast every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Come hang out with me. And some of my closest friends as well. Just a lot of this music I'm also hearing for the first time. I would say like 99.9% of this music I'm hearing for the first time. So when weird little things like that start, it's funny. Doing okie dokie? I hope you're doing... I mean, that's good. It's better than Batty Waddy. But regardless, it's good to see you. Whiskey Weekend ain't nothing compared, to This Is My Bourbon Weekend. Pat said it. Can I drink scotch instead? I don't know if I have enough scotch near me to do that. Can I do my finished bourbons? I'm excited about my finished bourbons. I got one rye because I can only find one finished rye nearby. Donnie, you're full of shrimp gyoza and 2 sauces you made tonight. Sounds awesome. But we are live on the Facebook, the YouTube, the Twitch, all the stuff, because the new computer can handle it. The new computer can handle that much processing. It's crazy. Swan, how about this? The next time that you are on a live stream, I will only drink scotch. I promise you, the next time that you are on a stream with me, and it can be as early as next week. I mean, whatever works for you. I will drink scotch for you and with you. Hi, Emily Chambers. So I'm starting tonight with... I can keep the cork from falling out because apparently the cork's quite loose. The Isaac Bowman Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in port barrels. Sourced from Buffalo Trace, but it is from Virginia. Virginia indeed. Man, this cork is so loose. I'm gonna have to... It's gotten so dry, which is weird. I'm scared to, flip it upside down to try to wet it again. But I need to find a better cork for this, or else I'm gonna be in trouble. So. No, what's everybody drinking on tonight as well? You're debating on either doing scotch I'd like or ones I'd hate. I don't care either way. Give me a mix. Give me some stuff that you think I'm really going to like and some stuff that I'm really not going to like. So, Darren Wright's here. What's going on, Darren Wright? Emily says, give Perry the thumbs up. You know you want to. Please do like the video. Subscribe if you haven't yet already. Leave a comment, of course. And support the show through... What's going on, Brian? I almost called you Brandon for some reason. Brian, I saw your message. I don't know what that was in reference to, by the way. What did I have to sign up for at Heaven Hill next week? Did I miss? I feel like I missed something or I forgot about something really important. Next week's a very busy week for me. Not that this week hasn't been either. Our toddler's been on spring break. So I have done nothing but run after her and make sure she doesn't fall off the couch and break her face open. So that's where I am today, at the end of this week. But Brian, I am also going to be in Louisville tomorrow for a little bit of whiskey weekend. So don't know if you will be around in. Tony says, I haven't decided yet. Probably start with Turkey 101. I finished my night last night with Turkey 101. Which was exactly what I needed. But they dropped an event for the 17 barrel proof. Oh, the Heritage Collection. Gotcha. My brain just did not want to accept what you were saying. Be in town until 12, but then headed to Wisconsin for a driftless pick. What time am I coming in? I'm supposed to be there at like 11, I think. 11 or 11:30. So not a whole lot of room. But not a whole lot of time. But I will be there. What's up, Sugar Kitty? Hello, friend. Swan took shots of cognac last night. I don't know who you are. That's insane. I never would have thought that you would have been taking shots of cognac, Swanee. Give me just a second here. Can I zoom in anymore? Yeah, it's too much. There we go. Oh, nope, that is also too much. Why is it so much? It's so much more in... It's really bizarre. Whatever. Hello, Ethan Sterner. Darren's having serious whiskey weekend FOMO. If I can make my way to the cafe, let's say, hey, it's right outside of downtown, close to Prohibition. If I can do that, for sure. I would love to see you, man. It would be wonderful. Now I feel like I've messed up my camera, and I'm just gonna leave it now. Swan's on Twitch. Zopher's on Twitch. What's going on, guys? But Ethan Sterner said, even in all, new Rift barrel-proof rye in the glass. Ethan, I don't know if I've seen you in here before, but welcome, man. Good to have you. I'm going to turn this music down just a little bit because I feel like I'm competing with it. Oop. Not so down that it's off. That was my bad. I forgot to say, too, if you want to support the show, there's a great way to do that. It's called Snuffy Chats. It's in support of Mr. Snuffleupagus, who is right here behind me. He's our patron saint of our live streams here on TIMBP Live. Excuse me. You can do that through Stream Elements. The link is below. This is our way of doing super chats when I don't have super chats available on YouTube just yet. You can do it directly through PayPal, through Venmo, Square / CashApp, whatever you want to do. But all of those links are below. You can check all of those out. It really goes to help the show out. I'm sure Donnie would share, somebody would share a link But is the audio really quiet for you? Check, 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 check. Does that help at all? I think that might have helped you a little bit there, Scotty. 3 cheers to my eyesight, 3 weeks after surgery, making good progress. Tony, I am happy to hear that. It's good to hear, man. I know you've been having some issues with that. Swan says, can we get a new Riff barrel-proof rye pick yet? Sure. I'm down. I love New Riff rye. It's fabulous. Ethan says it sounds fine to me, and Scott says could just be me. I did. Thank you, Swan. That's okay, Donnie. Sure, Kitty says audio is perfectly good. Tony says it's all good. But Swan's got the links there to support. That all goes. The nice thing about these two is that they go directly to helping the show, and it goes directly to me. Like with this way, YouTube doesn't take like a cut or anything. So it's the easiest way and the most efficient way to support TIMBP Live. But thank you guys, though, as always, for supporting. And if you do it through the Stream Elements link, you can see your message up here and your donation. And I will say thank you to you. What's going on, Cliffy? Cheers to you too, buddy. Hope you've had a good week, Clifton. Good to see you. All right, so we're capping off the month of March. You have 2 screens, a full keyboard, and every streaming platform you're on open. Let's go. Heck yes. Nick Foles, I am sipping right now on the Bowman Port Finished bourbon. It's quite good. Thank you, Ethan, for the snuffy chats over on Venmo. Appreciate you, dude. Little cheers to you. Appreciate the heck out of that. Clifton, I feel that too, man. It has indeed been a week. So I'm considering today the end of my week. Because I cannot handle, like, Friday will be whatever the heck, you know. Like I'm going to Louisville to hang out with Eric during Whiskey Weekend, and today was just the end of like a really, really stressful week for me, and just constant being, you know, thrown against the wall. It felt like. What's up, Big Vic? Swan says Nick's in the house. Nick is in the house. And Nick also says that's a good one, better than Angel's Envy 86 proof, in my opinion, or 84, whatever it is. Yes, I'm just not the biggest Angel's Envy fan. I've got a bottle that's, I mean, basically within arm's reach that I decided against. Going for. Excuse me. Oh, your new corporate overlords were in the office all week. That sounds awful. I mean, in like the grand scheme of things, I mean, I truly got to hang out with our daughter for the week because she didn't have daycare. She's on spring break, but like the taking care of a child that small 24/7 for a week straight is just it's just mind melting. I mean, I like today was just kind of my last straw of like, man, I just need a break. I need some time to just like hang out and relax for a little while. And Swan. So Swan brings up a really good point. Can we talk about how you had a store select of Angel's Envy that was met, then thought that was the actual profile for the entire brand? It's my favorite. I did. That was my first bottle of Angel's Envy, and I actually still have it up on the cabinet, and I haven't touched it in a long time. But I thought that it was just a regular bottle of Angel's Envy, and it wasn't very good. You know what? I'm gonna grab it because I truly am curious what it is like, and I just haven't had it in a super long time. Gotta get the ladder out. It's too high up. There you are. I will say though, there's a lot less left in it than I thought there was. So, that's something. What's going on, Bobby? Mr. Bourbon Battalion himself. Love you too, man. Says, love you, brother. You're definitely a cut above the norm. You were the first person to meet up with me. Cheers, Perry. Cheers to you, Bobby. Good to see you. Ugh. Good old Circus Peanut bottle, indeed. I mean, I have had this bottle. I've had this bottle a really long time. Oh, and it's a blend, too. Huh. So it's a blend of three different barrels. 40, 30, 30. So it's extremely not a pick. They're extremely not a normal blend. Sorry, it is a pick. Again, brains fried. Oh. What's up, Zopher? Smells like stale cigarettes now. Like cigarette smoke that's kind of like settled into the couch in a house where somebody's been like chain smoking for a long time. A little fruity, a little grapey. Just weird. By no means the worst thing I've ever had. But that is no... Oh, that finish is rough. Nothing like some secondhand Marlboro Lights. Marlboro Lights. Secondhand Marlboro Lights. The smell of nicotine and bad decisions. Decades of bad decisions, I would say. It's Clifton's favorite note, though, apparently. I'm happy there's no menthol, though. Gotta get that crap out of my glass. Ugh. Rough. Ugh. Ethan is someone who smoked for 15 years, quit for 10. Sometimes that actually smells good. If that's your thing, man, I can't yuck someone else's yum. Because that is unfair. All right, I'm going to do my one ride for the evening. little bit of High West Midwinter's Night Dram. Midwinter Nights Dram. This is Act 4, Scene 2. This is an old bottle. Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Demetrius, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 4, Scene 1. By William Shakespeare. Swift as a shadow, short as any dream. Brief as the lightning in the cold night, Lysander. Oh, that's Lysander. That's funny. Swan says, I'm having some hazelnut rum moonshine. What are you doing? Who are you? What an odd combination of things that you've had to drink recently. Oh, seagrass? I can finish off my seagrass. I want to try to save the 16 year. For sure. Ethan says, I wish I could buy real shine. I know a guy. So, that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm going to save the seagrass for a little while because it's going to wind up being just about the highest proof that I have. Midwinter Night's Dram was my first experience with a finished rye. I wish it was easier to find these days. I haven't seen one in a few years. It's been a long time. Now it's all reserved for like raffles and everything, which I think is insane. I know it's really, really good rye. Don't get me wrong. It's a phenomenal finished product, but I don't think that it needs to be that allocated or anything. Dark chocolate banana whiskey. I want to know what Indiana has done to Swan. I agree. Oh, man. Ooh, sorry. There's some peach notes in there. What's going on, Biking Bourbon? Hello. Swan sounds like everyone's drunk uncle right now. Yeah. Which is really funny. Yeah, a little peachy, a little grapey. The rye spice is not particularly forward. You know what? I think this has been the same music the entire time. Okay, I like that better. Oh, Angel's Envy Rye! Tony with all the good ideas. I gotta get back up, though, if I'm gonna get the Angel's Envy Rye. Scott says, put down the Malort, and Ethan says, switch to Fireball. Oh, my goodness. For 98 whatever proof, it's 98.6. The Midwinter Night's Dram drinks so much higher proof. I mean, it really seems to have just a punchier just profile to it in general. I did have a lot more rye than I thought I did. Clifton needs a drink. Can't until my stream, though, because I have to drive downtown LA for it. Sorry, Cliffy. Sagamore just came out with their version of a rum finished rye. They even have a tequila finished. Oh, interesting. Nick says, I do enjoy a half screwball, half Chambord shot on rare occasion. I've never had that before. Did I say that right? Chambord? I'm not sure that I did. Screwball is really good, though. I do like Screwball quite a bit. As far as, like, peanut butter whiskeys go. Chambord? That's what I said, right? It would be a very expensive Uber, excuse me. Don't envy you and Ubering out there in California. The front end of that time, I got it like a cream cheese frosting. It starts to become a really herbal, like carrot cake almost, which is really interesting. It's really good. It's very different as well. How about the pickle whiskey? I have not had the pickle whiskey yet. I had a pickle beer within the past year. I think that's about when it was. And all that it tasted like was just pickle juice to me. And I love pickles. Don't get me wrong. PBJ shot. Yeah, I think that's what Nick was kind of alluding to. Oh yeah, you did say it was a shot. My bad. Chambord sounds like somebody trying to say that they're hammered. But I'm Chambord. They just don't get it out right. It's the only good part. Oh, Tony. I love carrot cake. Carrot cake's one of my favorite things in the world. I'm not a big sweets guy. Like I don't eat a lot of like dessert in general. But carrot cake and cheesecake are my two favorites, I would say. Like not even regular cake. It makes it difficult around like birthday times. Because not everybody likes carrot cake, and cheesecake's not really a cake that you use for birthdays. So the world needs to stop giving pickles the pumpkin spice treatment. I would agree with that. I would 100% agree with that. Because like pickle beer, it literally just tastes like pickle juice, and it's not a terrible thing. But when you're trying to like just enjoy a beer, you're not like, oh, I really just want to take my Budweiser and throw in a bunch of pickle juice with it. Like I don't know. I want it to be more nuanced than that, I guess. What up, Mike Meyer? Mike, I just realized I don't know if I've been saying your name right this entire time. It could be Mayor. That's the only other option. I guess, but let me know. I feel really bad if I've just been saying, because you've been supporting the show for a long time, so I want to make sure that I'm saying your name right. German chocolate cake is up there for you, Swan. Ethan says you'd only want half of one. I work in wholesale beer sales, and these gimmicky beers drive me nuts. That is fair. So carrot cake with cream cheese frosting is your jam then. It absolutely is, over. 100%. How about a pickle stout then? That sounds awful. A stout aged in pickle barrels? I don't think I'm feeling this music either. Let's go back to royalty-free lo-fi. Ooh, that dissonance was no good. Yeah, I think that's more of what I'm going for tonight. Emily, am I the only one who loves Rye except for Angel's Envy? I really like the Angel's Envy Rye. It's different. I've always pronounced it correctly the first way you said it. There we go. I just had to double check, or else it was going to bug me. Clifton says, I'm not a sweets guy either, but I do a lot for some cheesecake. Is that what that said? Yeah. Always cream cheese frosting. Red velvet is my fave, but love a good carrot cake too. You're getting sleepy with the jazz. Sorry about that. It is character lo-fi, but it was just off enough. It was like, I mean, I can get down with some microtones. Don't get me wrong. But the way that that particular song started was just, I don't know. It was trying to play I don't know. It just messed with me. Angel's Envy is Rise a little too sweet. I get that. I'm missing Ethan said, unpopular opinion, pie is better than cake. I think in general I would agree with you. But again, I just am not a big sweets guy. Lots of pie people in the chat though. You are correct. A good pie crust is amazing. Unresolved chords are great. Unresolved chords are something that I have had to learn. This is so inside baseball. It's something that I have had to learn to enjoy the older I have gotten as a musician. And I don't. It's so tough because my brain just always wants to hear the ending as if it's going back to the one, but it just, I don't know. I like it more and more. I think I've even finished songs with, no resolution. Carrot cake but no spice cake base. That sounds really good. What's up, David Jeanette? Or Jeanette? I'm Huh? Hold on. Hold on. I think I've been saying David Jeanette's name wrong. Or it could be Jeanette, which is what I've been saying. But Tony says that I've been saying his name wrong because the T's are silent. What do you mean? Oni Ayuriea? If that's the way that your name is pronounced, I am so sorry. Ayuriea. Aturieta? Ayuriea. I don't know, man. Scott says best carrot cake I ever had was a vegan / gluten-free cake. I don't know how to feel about that. I do. It's okay that you... Yeah, it's okay. Oh, shoot. I can't get the tune in my head. Pop Ritter's in the house. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. That's the other thing too. That was a weird kickoff to the past week was the passing of Taylor Hawkins, drummer for the Foo Fighters. Big R.I.P. Big R.I.P. for Taylor. Whew, my brain. My brain. All right, how about some Chardonnay finish? from Mr. Thomas Swan Moore. Thomas S. Moore. Barton juice finished in Chardonnay casks. Oni bag of donuts. Hey, it's Oni. Darren's right. Cake is just a vessel for icing. This song says he's been calling me Swan instead of Sean for years. I'm sorry. Man, the color on the Chardonnay finish is so nice. Does anybody know how old the Thomas S. Moore finished products are? R.I.P. Taylor, indeed. Oni bag of donuts. I think that's hysterical. Oni bag of donuts. I'm gonna leave this bottle up here. It's so pretty. I've also been pronouncing your name wrong, Scott. It's pronounced John Smith. That's totally on me. I can't read. I don't know. That's a fact. Like that. No, not a lot of people know about me. I can't read, so everything's phonetic for me, which is like I don't comprehend things. I just spew them. Did I say it's Chard cask? I did. It is Chardonnay cask finished bourbon. Ethan says, I've been reluctant to buy any whiskey aged in wine casks outside of cognac and sherry. I guess whites wouldn't add too many tannins. They don't, which is one of the reasons that I really like it. Because it's just kind of imparting lighter oak notes, that make for just, it just kind of delicately finishes the bourbon. But I really like this particular one. 605 Bourbon fan, what's up? That was my favorite Thomas Swan Moore offering. Excited to try some of the new finishes this year. I am too. I need to figure out if I can get samples of the new ones as well. Nick hasn't tried any of the Thomas Moore. Swan says, I know they were finished for 5-ish years. That is a long dang time, man. But not sure how long the initial maturation was. Not too long ago, we had this on the show, on the actual podcast. Excuse me. You can go follow this My Bourbon podcast. Weekly episodes. 5 years is a long time, though, man. Oh, it's so good. It even turns it a little like apple cidery, which is really different. Really nice. Hey, anybody who's coming into the stream as well, wanted to let you know that the best way to support the show, aside from liking and commenting and subscribing and all that good stuff, is through our method of super chats, which is known as Snuffy Chats, in honor of Mr. Snuffleupagus. I think I always say his name wrong, for sure. Any new Lou Maple? Yes, that's what I'm finishing off tonight with, Swanee. But you can find all the ways to do our method of super chatting in the description of the video below. You can use Stream Elements, which you get to see your message right here on screen. You just click that link. It takes you over there. You can do it that way, directly through PayPal, directly through Venmo, the Square or Cash App. All great ways to support the show. Helps us keep the lights on, all that stuff, all that good stuff. And I just appreciate you guys being here as well. But I just appreciate you. So, ooh, and tomorrow's Patreon day too. Yes, but Swan, I am getting to the new Lou Maple. Do indeed feed Snuffy all the chow. Swan's getting those links for the Snuffy chats up. Scott, yes, that is second fill. That's what Swan was saying. And it does say extended cask finish on the bottle. 97.9 proof. Also cabbage. Snuffy does love cabbage. Papa Ritter's headed out. He just wanted to say hello. Love and cheers to all. Cheers to you too, Dad. Love you. Everybody say bye, Papa Ritter. You know, sometimes I say stuff like that where I'm like, everybody say bye, or everybody say what's up, or drop a something in the chat. It's like, it's like dance my little puppets. It's the stupidest thing in the world, but I do genuinely feel like that from time to time. I find it so funny. Papa Ritter was on this week's episode too. He got to talk with some Twin Peaks veterans. It was a really fun episode. I don't know how many of y'all have checked it out just yet, but I didn't even look to see how long that episode turned out to be. Oh, just under an hour and a half. That's not bad. David, I don't think that we ever I never got a ruling from you on whether I'm saying your last name correct, Jeanette or Jeanette. I need to. Apparently tonight is me cleaning, like keeping. What is it? What is the saying? Doing some housekeeping. I'm so tired, y'all. I'm so tired. But tonight's me doing some housekeeping and making sure that I'm saying people's names right, which is ridiculous. It's like Jeanette. Okay, there we go. Ooh, Ethan with the Hydro Homies shout out. Heck yes, Hydro Homies for life. Number 4 LYFE. I'm all about the Hydro Homies. Dude, the thing that I drink more than bourbon is water. All right, I'm glad that I got your name squared away here, David, because now I know for the future. Oh, from Oni Bagadonis. Which, as I say that now, Tony, without the T's, it sounds like a disease or something. I'm sorry, man, but you've got the bag of donuts. Super chilled TIMBP live. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Thank you, Tony, so much, buddy. This Chardonnay cask is crushable. I mean, I could finish this up without too much thought. Darren says the Lexicon episode was cool. Thank you, Darren. I appreciate that, man. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a good time. Just getting to run around and talk to as many people as we could, and David Keckner taking over the podcast, which was hysterical. This is the best. I almost want to put that as the intro to most of the podcasts that we do from here on out. Just have it have it say, "Hi, my name's David Keckner, and this is my Bourbon podcast." I think that would be so funny. Hello, Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. TWS here on TIMBP Live on this Thursday evening. Hope you're doing well, buddy. It's good to see you in here. Anybody poured anything else? I'm curious. This is a super... I just like for a second, I was like, man, this is super chill. Bourbon Baller! What's up, Bourbon Baller? Tony says, OMG, David K. podcast. It's good that you drink more water than bourbon, otherwise you'd be dead. That is true. Oh, Nick Foles. Thoughts on Big Willie Smith? Oh, okay. It is like the further I've gotten away from it, from the incident, the more that my thoughts have kind of evolved on it. And I think overall, the standing up for Jada, I think, is 100% justified. I think that trying to show your support for your spouse is 100% justified, especially if they are dealing with something like alopecia. However, the violence that was used to express that I do not condone, because what's up, Whiskey Nose? How are you? It's good to see you. Yeah, stop equating Philly with Will's actions is 100% right. I don't know. Like it's so there's so many different things that go into it. Like the language that was used to express his defense of her is very condescending towards women as spouses and the way that they can be treated as property by some people, and it can be very heavily construed as toxic masculinity, which I think in some ways it is. We see something like Chris Rock, who is a professional in a professional setting, or what we assume to be a professional setting, being assaulted in his workplace, which I think sets a precedent for comedians in the future that is not healthy or I don't know. I just it's so much more than like he was right for doing it or he was wrong for doing it. Because, and I said this the night that it happened, that I do think that it was a fair reaction to in some way stand up for his wife. But the biggest problem with it for me is the fact that somebody like Will Smith resorted to violence, and somebody that we've always kind of looked up to as like the gentle giant of the industry. And now there's this like extra precedent that, and this is not even getting into the racial implications that a lot of people have decided to put upon Will Smith for his actions, and the way that they're justifying that people are justifying their views on race and race relations just based on the way that he acted, which is I don't know. I don't have the time, I feel like, to go through all of that, but I also don't feel like this is the place for me to do that in many ways. But the thing is, there are 100,000 different ways that he could have handled it the way that other than the way that he did. I don't think Chris Rock was right, but I also don't think Will Smith was right. So I guess that's my official state. If you see the ticker tape rented at the bottom of CNN tomorrow that says just in TIMBP live from last night, Perry Ritter says neither party was right in their actions. You heard it here first. But I don't know. I don't want to talk about it too much more because it's just it makes me a little uncomfortable too. But I'm also not the most equipped person to discuss it. It's just as far as like my opinions go on it. That's about as much as I can say. But Ethan just found an FAEO2 on the shelf that you just cracked. Sounds awesome. Tony moved on to seagrass. I'll pour the seagrass here in a second. Especially on it should have been handled backstage. I agree. Uncle Phil should set him straight. Yeah. Chris Rock crossed the line and there were consequences. He made a joke about a disabled audience member at a show. Had he made, a joke about a disabled audience member at a show, he would be canceled the next day. Yeah, that's another thing that I'm not particularly equipped to speak on is the level of elitism that was on display during that moment. So yeah, and the fallout from it. But again, I am not the right person to continue to have this conversation because it's much more nuanced than me being able to let everybody know my thoughts and feelings in such a short span of time. And it's not like I have thought about this because I mean, who hasn't thought about it so much since it happened? But it's just been one of those things where like my thoughts on it are continually evolving, and it is so, I don't know. I can't talk about it anymore because I'm just going to be repeating myself, but there are too many things that go into it. Never mind. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to join Tony. I'm going to move on to the seagrass. How about the Russell's Rick House release? I am so excited for that. I doubt I'm ever going to see that. But on the off chance that I do, I'm going to drink the heck out of that bottle. I think I learned my lessons with the Russell's 13. Did I just kick my cat? I don't think I did. I really didn't mean to. But I learned my lesson with the Russell's 13 that if I see a two bottles, I'm picking both of them up. Gotta love intentional scarcity. Man, I still love the original Seagrass. Oh, it's so good. Eric, of course, hates it. But we both love the 16. Can't be upset about that. For sure. I mean, despite the fact that it's, $250 a bottle. But one way or another, it's still really good whiskey. My vibe's been thrown off a little bit by what's up, Hindo? Oh my! Lanta, I'm so sorry. Just as it got super quiet too. Do I think the new Belle Mead will do finishing still? Yeah, Tony, I was happy to get you some of that. Is that the end of the playlist? No, just some weird silence in there. That was weird. But do I think the new Belle Mead will do finishing still? I don't think so. I think that that's been phased out for long enough that, or it's not as it's not as talked about, I guess, as it used to be. So people have kind of just let it pass on. So no, I don't think that they're going to do finishing. I will be just surprised to see what they do with it in general. So, I haven't bought my first barrel yet outside of still in store picks. What bottle to start with? I feel like everything's just been skewed towards this now, and I spent way too much time talking about. I really didn't even want to talk about it too much, just because I am not the right person to, on any side of it, have fully. I don't know. I was not. I really shouldn't have started talking about it. There's too much to it, you know. Shoot, I don't know what else to say. Like I don't want there to be division within the group about it. And I also don't want to. I don't want my comments to be misconstrued or taken the wrong way or anything. But I don't know. I don't know. It's nothing against whomever it was. I don't even remember who asked the question, but it's nothing against you. I should have let that one go. I really should have let that one go. So I apologize for that. But good bottle to start with for your first barrel product. Batch 32 that just came out is phenomenal. I think that you are better off buying batches of barrel or some of their more limited products, because if you wind up buying single barrels, you are essentially buying some overpriced sourced whiskey. Like, and who's to say that you're not overpaying for some younger product too, or product that they didn't even feel like made the cut for their own blends and for the things that they wanted to actually put out. So I think that their batches are exactly where you need to go with it. Wasn't Belle Mead going to rename? I don't think it's renaming. I think that what we figured out, what we kind of deduced, is that they are moving to like local distribution. Local distribution, and they're not doing. They're just not selling to, the larger market. But I would agree, some barrel products are definitely worth the money. Having had, all of like the last 5 to 10 batched releases, I would say that of them all, the most recent is which is batch 32, probably the most worth it. I think it's probably the best out of all of them. It's got good old whiskey in it too. So, and Ethan, you are welcome. Happy to help. All right. I'm going to pour my last drink for the evening. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. But I got to say, thank you all so much for hanging out with me for this edition of TIMBP Live. As always, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for everybody who supports through Snuffy Chats, who supports on Patreon. That's patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. You can do that for as little as $1 a month, for as little as $5 a month. You get bonus content. Like the video if you haven't done so already. My final pour of the evening is our Nulu bourbon finished in maple barrels. 118 proof. Dubbed, this is my cinnamon roll recipe by Eric. Very good. I think we still have some bottles left as well. If you want to get on that, you can do so. But that does it for this week's episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. As always, we will see you again real soon. But until then, I'm Perry, and this is TIMBP Live. Peace.